Hi friends, welcome back to my channel TradeMate. I'm Anup Kokni, and we will start discussing about the Indian indices. We'll start with FinNifty, though we'll not do an analysis for tomorrow on FinNifty. What we would do is we would just look back at what we analyzed yesterday and how the things played out today. FinNifty pretty much acted in the way that we had anticipated. So it opened somewhere at 19,400. It went to an high of 19,450. It consolidated for quite some time. I would say most of the day it consolidated at this levels of 19,450, which was well within the range that we discussed yesterday between 19,500 and then 19,300. And then at 3 p.m. there was a sharp selling that came in the last hour, and then that's when we got to see a lot of selling pressure coming in from this level of 19,450. I was not expecting this to fall below 19,400, looking at the support it was building in the morning today. But off late, during the last few minutes, it also broke in the supports of 19,400 and ended somewhere between 19,350 and 19,400. But nevertheless, I think it was a very good day for me, and I made a decent 3% on my capital today. So which is a very good returns, especially in this May, looking at the way the things have shaped up in the past. Right. So I'm definitely happy about how the things worked on FinNifty. I didn't have a watch on Nifty and Bank Nifty today, but I was primarily focused on FinNifty, and I think that has given a good outcome to me. Right. So let's move on to Nifty for tomorrow and start looking at Nifty. Right. So let's look at the daily candle and see how it looks like. Okay. So even in Nifty, I see there has been a good selling pressure which has come in. So probably let's look at the daily in the 3 minute chart on the pivots and then move on to the daily time frame. Okay, yeah, the same thing here in Nifty as well. So 230, there has been a sharp selling that's come in Nifty. Otherwise, I think for Nifty to start having a gap up and then moving ahead, there was a very good news from Adani in terms of the hearing that's come in from the court in their favor. So Adani definitely has been surging in the upper circuits, and the Nifty metals altogether have also joined in the rally, and that is what has been seen throughout the day, right? But again, also there is a negative bias in terms of the US debt rate that's supposed to come, I think, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. So probably that's where people would have booked in some amount of profits, to de-risk themselves in terms of the positions. And there would be an sellout that's come in the last hour in Nifty, right? So almost like Nifty, where it started at the beginning of the day, has ended there. So net change is not much. It's almost close to the previous day high, um, which keeps it even in a consolidation range as it was. Now, if you look at the daily candle definitely is a doji candle. So no decisive movement can be expected at least for tomorrow. Uh, so again, I would challenge these levels of 18,400, 420, which was tested today, and from where the selling started to come in. And then at the bottom, I think this level of 18,200 should hold good for tomorrow and day after tomorrow, right? So 18,200 and 18,450 would be the levels to be watchful for tomorrow and day after. Now we will have to wait and see how the US debt rate shapes up. Depending upon that, I think there would be an momentum in Nifty. Otherwise, even Nifty was supposed to test the all-time high as Bank Nifty had done. So more or less, it's reached to the all-time high, minus 20 or 25 points. I think Nifty should, we can expect momentum on either sides now. Either it should break 18,450 and go towards 18,800, or it starts coming downwards, and then we will have to wait and watch at 18,200 and 18,000 levels. Now, if these levels are broken, then probably we can start seeing in 17,800 and 17,600 in future. Right, so let's get into the intraday time frame. So let's try to understand how is the chart in 1 hour. So I think, yeah, the trend lines are holding good. So again, today when the selling came in the last hour, I believe there has been a little buying seen at the bottom of the candle on the hourly time frame, and it's exactly stopped at the trend line which we drew yesterday as an ascending triangle, right? So we'll have to see how this level works tomorrow, whether it falls down further to 18,300 and takes a support at the exponential moving average on our hourly chart, or it starts picking up momentum from 350, 18,350, and then starts moving upwards. So we'll wait and watch for tomorrow's opening prints and then take a call. Uh, Now, if you look at the trend on the intraday time frame, so I would say there has been a breakdown on the trend line that we had drawn yesterday for the ascending symmetrical triangle. So this level could be tested tomorrow, 18,350, and then if this breaks up, probably there is a chance of 100 points to go towards 18,450. Otherwise, we can see, the selling coming in the morning tomorrow and probably test 18,200 tomorrow itself. And then for the expiry on Thursday, we could get to see the levels of 18,050 or 18,000. So which has been the support for quite some time now. And also coincidentally, we saw last time we had the daily moving average on daily exponential moving average at 18,000, right? So 18,000, 18,050 could be a good support levels if it starts breaking down and fall downside, right? Also, as you can see, the RSI momentum has been declining now. So we'll wait and watch on the RSA as well until it comes to level 50 and see how it behaves from there. So if it starts dipping, then probably that's a good sign that the bears have taken the control and they are moving in the prices downwards, right? Let's look on the pivot and try to understand what's the relationship that's been built today. Due to a gap up in the morning today, pivots have definitely been, ascending, which means that they are looking into an bullish trend, but the close is below the pivot, not necessarily below the support, but still below the pivot. So I would assume this to be moderately bearish in that case. Um, and if you look at the width of the pivot, I think it's a little narrower than what it was today. So again, it doesn't give a clear signal in terms of what could be the momentum for tomorrow. But I think it should be at least moderately bearish. It can test the support level at 300, and if this 300 support level breaks down for tomorrow, then probably 18,200 could be the level to be watchful, right? And resistance, we have seen the all-time high at 18,450, so this should hold good as a resistance for tomorrow. And then it's an yeah, okay, it's a higher value relationship, and tomorrow's pivot probably I'm not very sure if it looks like it would take a resistance at this because even the trend line is coinciding with the pivot here. So 18,350 can be a strong resistance and the upward momentum would be limited. We should see for selling at 18,350 onwards, 18,350, 18,400 could be the strikes which can be sold to which can be sold tomorrow in terms of calls or bought in terms of puts, right? So that's on Nifty. Let's open the open interest on Nifty and see how it looks like. Let's filter this once. Okay. So if you look at the total contracts on both the puts and the calls, it's not too much of a difference. It's 1.66 and 1.56 millions. And if you look at the change that's happened today on the intraday basis, the calls, not too many calls. I would say just 107K and 230K calls on puts. Okay, so puts definitely are double the volume of the OI change on intraday basis for today. So there has been a good amount of put writing that's happened at 18,400. 18,400 also had the calls been written. So, but there has been a lot of unwinding also that's seen in 18,400 puts, right? So if you look at the calls as the total OI, 230,000 is what you get to see on the calls, and then it's only 108, 108K, 108,000 that you get to see on the put side, right? So 400 definitely sounds to be dominated by bears. Then looking at 350, 350 and 300 has a good amount of put writing that's been seen. But we'll have to see if tomorrow, if at all there's a gap down that happens, even for 50 points. I think this people at 350 will start unwinding in their contracts, right? So that could create a panic, and then once they start unwinding, there could be an quick downward momentum seen for tomorrow, right? Which can get down up to 18,200. So 18,200, 18,300 and 200 has a good number of OI. So I think for this expiry, as we saw on the price action, 18,200 and 18,400 could be the levels that we can expect the price to hover between, right? Yeah. So that's on Nifty. So let's quickly move on to Bank Nifty and understand. We'll first see the price action in Bank Nifty. Okay. Bank Nifty. All right. So Bank Nifty again, more or less very similar to what Nifty's behavior was today. It started with a very strong momentum in the morning, taking support at the CPR levels. It went up to the previous day high and the resistance level one, and and I think this level 44,100. I could see a lot of sellers selling in the calls aggressively. I mean, they even didn't leave the prices to go back up to 44,200 as we were expecting yesterday, or 44,150. So 44,100 had been a good resistance level for Bank Nifty today. And then there was a very good amount of selling that came in the last hour at 2:30 p.m. So which has pushed down the prices to the opening print in the morning. And the price, I mean, the price has definitely taken a good support. The last candle that you get to see here has taken a good support from the CPR. So I think 43,875. So 43,900 and 800 should be a good support levels for Bank Nifty for tomorrow. Okay, and if by any chance is if there is a gap down, then probably 43,700 could be the first support level, and then 43,500 could be the second support level. So we'll wait and watch the opening print for 15 minutes um on tomorrow's opening, and then we will take a call of how Bank Nifty is building in the contracts as well as the price action is shaping up on the charts. So let's move on to the multi-time frame and see. Before that, let's look at the daily time frame. Okay, daily time frame has a very good doji. Again, a lot of undecisiveness that could be seen in Bank Nifty, and coincidentally, it also again takes the resistance back at, though it tried covering in this particular trend line early in the morning, but there was a push that came in, and the price has very well closed below the trend line which we had drawn yesterday. So it's a doji candle, and I would bet upon the previous day high and previous day low, and then have a delta neutral strategy for tomorrow on Bank Nifty. Unless these two levels are broken, I wouldn't play directional on Bank Nifty, right? So let's look at the 15-minute time frame and understand what are the key support levels and resistance levels for tomorrow on the intraday time frame. Okay, so there is an M pattern that's formed. Uh, okay. Okay, so I think the resistance is still at this particular level, 44,100, and then the support levels can be expected at 43,700. All right. So this two trend lines I think is very important for tomorrow on the intraday time frame to be watchful. If this breaks, then probably there is again a resistance, the all-time high at 44,000, which will hold it back, and a similar selling pressure can be seen at these levels. Now, if it gets a downwards momentum, is where it would be interesting to watch whether 43,700 would hold it back, or it may slip down further to 43,500, right? That's on the Bank Nifty, and let's understand what do we have as the pivot relationship for tomorrow. Okay. Okay, even Bank Nifty had an inside value relationship yesterday, and today it's definitely with a higher value of, for tomorrow it would be with a higher value relationship. But again, this trend line is coinciding with the resistance for tomorrow. So I mean this level becomes very important, 44,100. If the price starts moving upwards again, there could be a selling pressure seen at this level, and if it gets breakdown, then probably the support one can be seen at 43,700 and 700, right? So this green and the red lines are very important for tomorrow. Nothing more to be seen. Yeah, I think we can draw a trend line here. So we can draw a trend line and see, wait for this trend line to be broken to have a confirmation on the breakdown for tomorrow. Okay, so this looks more like a bearish pennant, not necessarily, no, not necessarily bearish pennant. So it's more channelized within this range. So it would be interesting to watch if there is a breakdown or a breakout for tomorrow, and then take a position accordingly. Right. So let's look on the option chain for Bank Nifty. All right. So Bank Nifty again. Oh, Bank Nifty has too many put contracts in comparison to call contracts, right? So there has been a lot of unwinding that has been seen today on the put side. So if you look at the total contracts, it's not a big difference. It's 115. Okay, it's 12.45 lakhs and 11.55 lakhs, which is not a huge difference. But where I see a big amount of difference is in terms of the intraday option positions today, right? So there are almost 2.25 lakh contracts on the put, and then there are only 27,000, which is 0.27 thousands on call, right? So there has been a lot of unwinding which has happened at the lower levels at 43,800 and 43,900. So the current price of 44,000 and 43,900, which is an ATM strike, you see a good amount of calls that's been written, almost 300k calls that's been written here, and there are another 211,000 puts that's been written. So 44,000 is definitely going to be a very key level, right, for Bank Nifty. Now, if you start looking downwards, there is not too much of option writing that's been seen on. There has been a good amount of unwinding at the ITM strikes in Bank Nifty, but even the puts are not too many, right? So 44,000 is where there is the maximum put at an strike price level. Otherwise, 43,800 is another strike, but again, it's not huge, right? So it's very small options change, open interest change that's been seen here. So my view is it looks like more of a consolidation for tomorrow, looking at the way the contracts are shaped up. So 43,800 and 44,100 is what I get to see from the options contract, but the price action has a little different view where the price, yeah, so if the first support level is broken, where we have 22,000 contracts in puts at this point of time, then probably we can slip down to 43,500, right? But this may happen tomorrow, or I think we can expect this to happen on the expiry on Thursday. So we'll have to wait and watch for the opening print tomorrow, because it's not very evident from neither the charts nor the option contracts, because there has been a good amount of unwinding that's happened on the calls in Bank Nifty, right? So it's only 27,000 new contracts that's been added, which is very lower volume for Bank Nifty on an intraday OI chart. So let's wait and watch for tomorrow, and based upon the opening print for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, once we get an view, we can start taking the positions in Bank Nifty. Otherwise, Nifty looks very good for tomorrow's positions in terms of delta neutral. So if I had to give a verdict, we'll not do Fin Nifty because it's just the beginning of the contract, and tomorrow is when the options, the open interest would start building up upon Fin Nifty. So we'll not do the analysis for it today. Uh, if I had to choose between Bank Nifty and Nifty for tomorrow, I would go with Nifty and play comfortably the delta neutral strategy by selling the calls at 18,500, 18,450, and then selling the puts at 18,200 and 18,250. Right. So that's my strategy for tomorrow on Nifty. And if I have to do something on Bank Nifty, then I'll wait for Bank Nifty to show me a directional movement. I don't want to play a delta neutral on Bank Nifty because it doesn't give me a good amount of conviction or confidence to place the bets on Bank Nifty. I am more comfortable to place the bets on Nifty tomorrow than on Bank Nifty. So that's all for the analysis today, guys. Thank you for hearing through. I appreciate your time for joining in my channel. All right, take care. Cheers. Bye bye.